Oh, riff-raff there from the new acdc album, live, of course. And if you want blood, you got it. It's a very good evening. Welcome to Edinburgh and welcome to Edinburgh Rock, to Bon Scott of acdc, lead vocalist.
Good evening.
How you doing, Bon?
Pleasure to be here.
It's been a few years now. I've been trying to get you on this program, live on there, because I very much enjoyed the concert tonight. I only managed to catch about 3/4 of an hour of it before I actually came down here to start the show. But it's a great pleasure to have you on the program tonight. Let's talk a little bit about the brand new album now, the live album. Did you feel that this was just the right moment to release a set of live tracks?
Yeah, well, we sort of played around Australia for like 2.5 years, and then we played England for like 2 years, America for a year, and the live album sort of culminates that whole spectrum of like 4 years of time,
Yeah.
So now we feel now that after this album's out, we can start afresh, and treat the whole world as like one audience.
Right.
Like in the past, we've had like an album out in Australia, an album out in Europe, one in England, one in America, at different times, So we've had nothing sort of which has sort of been at the same time, So now we can sort of start off and treat the world as a whole rather than country by country,
Yeah, I see. It must make it actually a lot more harder work when you do it, bit by bit, and releasing one in Europe and then the States and everything, and doing it differently. But
we just sort of take it as it comes.
How did you actually pick the particular tracks to go on this album? Because it must have been difficult. So many of your tracks are so popular,
We recorded about five concerts: Glasgow, London, San Antonio, New York City, and somewhere else, Hollywood, somewhere like that. And we just picked out the best of what was going on,
Right.
And it turned out that I think the whole album is basically Glasgow. That was where the best sound came from,
How about the audience response? Did that have a lot to do with it too?
Well, of course, yeah. I'm pretty sure it was Glasgow. If not Glasgow, at least it was Scotland, because that's where the best audience response comes from.
You've got to say that, but I'll believe you.
I don't have to say nothing because, but I'm just saying that's where it came from. It was just, I'm pretty sure the whole thing was Glasgow.
All right. Well, there's one particular track. That one we just played, Riff Raff, is one of my favourites from the new album. But there's one that isn't included on that. That's certainly a favourite of mine. I was glad that you played it in the first half hour tonight. One of my favourites from the album Porridge, Sin City. Oh, Up to My Neck in You and Sin City, and both from the album Porridge. And in fact, Bon from acdc is in the studio live tonight on Edinburgh Rock. That particular track there, not exactly one of the most romantic songs ever written, you must agree.
I think it was darling. I mean, that's my most ardent love song.
Is it?
It is, yeah, because that was written for a woman that I loved very dearly, and I still do. Only that I'm not so far up now as I used to be.
Well, there's one thing about the music and the lyrics and the whole acdc image is the aggressiveness and as one of your albums says, high voltage rock and roll. That's what the whole thing's about, really, isn't it? But how did it actually evolve that way? I mean, because I don't really think there's another band actually that has this aggressiveness coming across in the music the way it used to. In fact, with some bands,
I think it was a frustration on the part of Angus and Malcolm with the music, and a definite frustration on my behalf as a, dare I say it, a lyricist, I just had all these things that I wanted to say, and in bands I've been with in the past, it wasn't accepted, I couldn't say, up to my neck in you, which is, quite inoffensive and forced, It just depends on your frame of mind as to how you take the whole thing,
Right.
But to me, it's just that, to me that's a compliment,
Right.
But a lot of people don't take it like that. Like it's like the music. Lots of people don't like the music because it's just too rough, I guess. Yeah.
But then you just, if anybody walked into the Odeon tonight, they would have been proved totally wrong, wouldn't they? Yeah, well, looking at the audience there.
I don't think there was a person there tonight that didn't understand what we were saying or doing, like, you know.
One question I must ask you, actually. Can you tell us anything about Rosie?
About Rosie?
Yeah.
Oh, no. Yeah, she's quite...
Shouldn't you?
Well, I should, yeah, because Rosie's become quite famous because of that song. Like, she's just a woman I knew back in Australia. And she was, like, I tell the truth here, 19 stone, 12 pound, red curly hair and freckles, and very, very lusty.
Really? I think that kind of sums it up, doesn't it?
Do you want to know more?
It's all right. I think the song explains the rest. Immortalised at last. That's a whole lot of Rosie. From the album If You Want Blood, You Got It. Yeah, what were we talking about there? I'm so involved in all the music.
You can even hear, there's a band of friends of mine called Brody here in Edinburgh who play that song just as well, you know.
Really?
And you've got to hear that, yeah.
Yeah, they're not together anymore, actually.
Yeah, they are, yeah. I've got the singer sitting next to me right here, Tom Davison, yeah.
I thought Brody had split up. Somebody told me they were getting back together.
Well, they split up.
Come in a bit, Tom.
Come here, Tom.
Come in and join us.
Yeah.
Because let's friendship together here.
All right.
Talking about Brody, Brody split up about January of this year.
Yeah. That's what I heard.
The lead guitarist that was with us at the time is no longer with us now. And we went off the road for about 2.5 to 3 months, and we started doing gigs again. I think we've done about 5. And
well, that's where I'm a little bit behind the times.
Can I mention a particular gig?
Well, if you're very, very subtle about it, yeah.
Well, it's somewhere in Curry, and it's a hotel.
Okay.
And
it's called the Glenburn.
That's
on Sunday.
Yeah, and you'll be playing...
We're back on the road, yeah, we're very definitely back on the road.
Well, that's good to hear. We'll need to get together and have a chat about
new material, incidentally.
New material?
Yes, right. Original material.
We'll look forward to it.
Okay.
Yeah, but
well, thank you for that, because
that's all right. Yeah.
I've got to get my friends, a lot of my friends, you know.
Okay.
And,
where are you based at the moment, now?
Us?
Yeah.
The world.
As a band?
In the world.
Yeah?
Yeah, in the world.
Are you around so much?
We're not anywhere. Like, we spent, since March we spent a month in England. I mean Britain, like, I didn't mean England, like, I beg your pardon.
That's all right, we'll forgive you.
And then 16 weeks in America. And 2 weeks in Europe, you know, between Switzerland and France and Belgium and Germany, and then now back here for 2 more weeks.
Where have you found the best atmosphere, studio-wise, to record your albums?
Oh, well,
where would you like to go in the future?
Recorded, like, studio-wise in Australia. Back with, George Young and Harry Vander back in Albert Studios in Australia, in Sydney, you know?
Yeah.
That, to us, is the most, how you say in your country, cohesive atmosphere to record, like, you know? That's really good back there, you know? We've had offers to record elsewhere, but we don't really feel like we could sort of, fit in very well. Because we have to have the space, you know. Right. And they give us the space we want, like, you know. There's no clock watching and, crap like that, you know.
Okay. There's not the last album, Power Ridge, but the one before, which was a favourite of mine.
Yeah, Long Way.
Let There Be Rock.
Is that what it was?
Yes, that's what it was.
So many albums I can't remember. Oh, please forgive me.
That's all right. We're going to play the title track. Oh, Let There Be Rock is the message, the title track there from the album by acdc. It's 20 to 12. Jay Crawford with you until 1 tomorrow morning. And Bon Scott, of course, still in fact...
With you as long as you like.
All right, great. Still hot from the stage, even,
just
of the Odeon in Edinburgh.
Pull the sheets over my head and I'll be quiet, like.
All right, okay. It's quite a long British tour you're doing. You've got Glasgow tomorrow night, haven't you?
Not really. It's only, we do 15 dates in in 18 days.
But it is longer
But
considering...
we covered, like, you know, the major British dates, like.
So many people now are skimping a bit on that because they're playing, like, Birmingham, Manchester, a couple of dates in London, Glasgow, Newcastle, and that's about it, and leaving out the rest.
Are you talking about us again?
No, I'm talking about, you know, an awful lot of other bands are doing...
Yeah, like, we are leaving out lots of places we played last time around the country, but our schedule around the world is just sort of tight, you know. You can't sort of, unfortunately, spend too much time, you know, in one country, you know. You've got to do, like, you know, just the major towns, you know.
Have you ever found, actually, that as things progress for the band, that you feel like saying, wait a minute, slow down, let's just take things easy for a minute, it's getting out of hand?
No, I say let's work more, because every time I have a night off, it costs me about you know, $1 million. Like, you know.
Actually, you give the impression of being a good time band as well. You know, do you have a good social life as members of the band together, or do you tend to split up and go your own various ways?
Well, it depends on the public. I say them all. I say my hands are washed.
You're not saying any more, are you?
Well, I tell you, I'll give you my address if you like.
Well, this is a track actually that I've played quite a few times on here before, and it's one that I like. It tends to be just slightly getting
slow?
well, it's not really slow.
Yeah.
It's not really slow. I find it it amuses me. I doubt if it would have Queen Victoria, but have a listen to this one. First of all, we had a track there from the album Dirty Deeds Done Dirt Cheap. And of course there we return to the live album, If You Want Blood You Got It. What actually made you decide on that title for the album, Bon?
Well, you know, we tend to think of live concerts like the Lions and the Christians, like, you know. I mean, we're the Christians and the crowd's the Lions, like, you know. It's that title come out of Oakland, California. We played like, you know, 69,000 people, and some statement made just before going on stage was like, well, you know, Lions, here we come. Like, you know, they're the Lions and we're the Christians. They start being thrown to the, you know, to the blood gorges, like, you know. So,
if you want blood, you got it.
I mean, we'll give more than blood, you know.
It always seems that way. Actually, that's the way I've always felt, but I just wanted you to make that point yourself, because I think it is important.
Yeah, like the punk thing was, you know, you got one people and you kick them or whatever, like, you know. But that's never happened with us, you know. It's just been like it's a vent for people's feelings, like, you know. And they can just let their expressions out through, you know, not kicking the guy next to them, but just through, you know, jumping up and down on the spot, like, you know.
Having a good time.
Well, you know, my God, that's what we pray for, because that's what it should be like, you know.
This is one of the tracks that we're certainly doing it to tonight, Problem Child. From the album Dirty Deeds Done Dirt Cheap once again there, that's a track called Problem Child. It's now 4 minutes away from midnight. Were you a problem child, Bon?
Well, it's, isn't it Halloween tonight?
It is.
And tomorrow's All Saints Day?
It's 4 minutes to midnight, actually. It'll be the witching hour in 4 minutes.
Well, I'm just wondering who's going to witch me.
Oh, you should be so lucky. I was just actually looking at the
Don't look at me like that.
Looking at the back of the can I get off your knee now? Looking at the back of the of the first album and reading some of the letters that are there on the back. You know, it looks like everyone was a problem child.
Well, you know, what happened there was that we had this whole bunch of letters. You know, like we had so many letters a week, like that, you know, 40 or 50 each a week. And it was getting kind of tedious, like, answering these letters. So we thought, well, we'll write some we just answered like with dirty, connotations, like I hate to swear on air.
But you won't. Please don't. Please don't. Whatever you do, because we'll never get past the news at 12. Yes, I can imagine what it was. We've all set our imagination. Don't say it. We'll get into a track, I think. On you go. On you go.
Tell the story, though, you know?
Okay.
So we wrote these letters like which required those who were into filth to write back, and those who weren't into being disgusted, like, you know.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, all sort of cut down the closure of these letters by being dirty, like, you know. And the letters on the back of the album were like those who we could print. It's really boring because I can't say.
Okay, let's get into a little bit of music then.